Hello there, it's Philip Jeffries here for COVID and Cult Film, and I'm here to talk about some more films that I think Boards of Canada fans will like, but pretty much anyone will like. I mean, they're recommendations from me, right? So the first one here is Eloy de la Iglesia's Murder in a Blue World, also known as A Clockwork Terror. And this came out in 1973, and with A Clockwork Terror, which was the title it was marketed under in the UK and other territories, it was clear that the producers were trying to cash in on the controversy and success of Kubrick's classic. And I'm going to say this right from the off: I prefer Murder in a Blue World. And it's also incredibly meta. Before meta was meta. This is not like a smug Wes Craven Scream-like meta we're talking about. This is much weirder. And part of why I think people will like this is the science fiction aspect. It's beautifully shot, but I'll get into the meta stuff first. For instance, Sue Lyon, she played Lolita in Kubrick's Lolita. She's seen reading Nabokov's Lolita in this film. Like, it's bananas. This movie is completely bananas. That's Christopher Mitchum, son of Robert, and he plays, I guess, ostensibly the Malcolm McDowell Alex character. And boy, this film is nuts. Jean Sorel is in it as well, who had a small part in The Day of the Jackal, but he's more known for his Euro cult stuff. Tons of Giallo films, like Tons of Jolly. He did a couple with Carol Baker. One was in Umberto Lenzi. He was also in some of the best ones, like Short Night of Glass Dolls, and others. I think he was in Lucio Fulci's Lizard in a Woman's Skin as well. Really, really solid actor. I have another one coming from Radiance Films. Not until August, because I got Vampire's Kiss and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's called The Double, I believe, and it's kind of like a Giallo light. But anyway, he was an actor who could kind of oscillate between the Euro cult and and also more prestige pictures like Day of the Jackal, for instance. But this film is absolutely bonkers. The colors, the texture of it, the architecture, everything. It'll blow your mind. Unfortunately, this is an out of print Blu-ray from Cauldron Films, and this corner of my collection is it's Cauldron and Fun City Editions. So I got Fun City Editions behind here. There's a new subscriber, and I'm going to give him a shout out. I believe it's Schmackatrotsky. Schmackatrotsky, what did Trotsky ever do to you? What are you, a Marxist? No, I'm kidding. Anyway, welcome. But Schmackatrotsky wanted some more deep cuts, so I'm giving you some deep cuts. And he also wrote that he likes more 70s inspired, character study stuff. This kind of falls into that category a little bit. That's Cauldron Films. I'm going to point one out right now that is a character study from the 70s, and it's an Yvonne Passer film. Now, he also did, this is called Born to Win. And I believe he was a part of the Czech New Wave. I have to check that. But this stars George Segal, Karen Black, and that's Robert De Niro in an early role. This is 1971, so pre-Godfather Part 2. And this is about heroin addicts in New York. George Segal playing a heroin addict, and he unfortunately gets Karen Black into it too, but it shows how he's kind of this chancer character, very charming, and it's just great. So, but again, this is out of print, but if you can find it, you should. Also, Hector Elizondo is in here too, from Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, and many other great films. I just watched him in a Tales from the Crypt episode the other night that was directed by Kyle MacLachlan. And yeah, Miguel Ferrer was in it too, which was nice. But Born to Win is really good. But a lot of the Fun City editions, when they were still a part of Vinegar Syndrome for a long time. Here's another one that's out of print, but definitely one to track down. Natural Enemies. This is another character study. And this is with Hal Holbrook and Louise Fletcher. And here, I'm going to read the back. I'll just show you the back anyway. And it is a character study. Today, Paul Stewart is planning to kill his wife, his children, and himself. This is one dark, dark film. However, for some reason, when I watch it, I laugh. I find it's incredibly dark humor, and I was laughing. And one other person I watched it with was on that wavelength with me, and the other person was like, "How are you laughing at this? This is horrifying. This is horrifying." I don't know. I'm fucked in the head. I like Boards of Canada. You know, I think we're all a little fucked in the head, aren't we? But yeah, these are all character studies. So I'm kind of doing this for an audience of, well, for everyone, but for Schmackatrotsky, I'll do this for you, pal. But Cutter's Way, this is no longer available, although in the UK you can get the Blu-ray. But no, it's available on 4K Blu-ray from Radiance now, and I have that as well. And Cutter's Way is another great character study, early 80s, but I believe it was filmed in 79 and 80. So it's kind of in that new Hollywood, it's maybe the final new Hollywood film in a way, with Jeff Bridges, John Hurd, and Lisa Eichhorn. And it's a brilliant film, and it's a character study about a man played by John Hurd who has lost his eye, a leg, and God, what else? He's lost an eye, a leg, and I think a fucking arm too. He's he's basically a pirate. But anyway, he's an alcoholic, and at the outset of the film, there's a murder, and you already kind of know who it is, and it's just them trying to, well, mainly Cutter, played by John Hurd, trying to get some justice and some truth because he's been lied to by the American government, and he's just a completely broken man. Jeff Bridges plays more of a like Lothario drifter type who's just along for the ride, man. And Jeff is in tons of Fun City Editions films. And when I say tons, 3. I think he's in 3. Bad Company is another one. Very good film, which you can get. And you can get this as well, but just it's in a different version now. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I wanted to bring this up. So, Boards of Canada fans. So, Alphabet City, this is also out of print. Amos Poe's film here. And I really love this film. It's from 1984. Nile Rodgers does the score, so it's very synth heavy. There's a track called Lady Luck featuring Maura Moynihan. So if you can find that, I think it's only on YouTube. That'll get your synth wave going. And is it not me? Is it just me? But You Retreat in Time and Space off of Inferno has a kind of Nile Rodgers like let's get lucky feel to it, because when Tomorrow's Harvest came out, like it was kind of overshadowed by Daft Punk coming out. I'm not a Daft Punk fan. I can't stand them, and I'm not a big fan of that song. But to me, You Retreat in Time and Space is like their twisted version of Lucky, or I can't remember. Is it called Lucky? Let's Get Lucky. It's got that kind of guitar going for it, but it's much darker on Inferno, obviously. But it's still kind of like Inferno has this feeling, at least to me, where it's like it's the end of the world. Let's have a dance. Let's dance. Let's have a last dance. So basically, yeah, I wanted to just showcase these two labels that I think Boards of Canada fans will really like. Cauldron Films, which is more into the Euro cult, Italian exploitation, horror stuff, which the boys do like, for sure. We can talk about more of these films. This is another one. This is one that definitely... American Rickshaw, shit. I could do a whole video on that, but... Top Line. Fantastic film. And if you're still hanging around here, I know I mentioned yesterday that I had a falling out with a coworker, but her commentary, Kat Ellinger's commentary on Murder in a Blue World is amazing. Like some of the work she does is absolutely exquisite. I have a bad stories working with her. That's all. But I do think that she does good work, so you can't take that away from her. And I would never say that she's shit at what she does. Just maybe not a great producer. Although she hired me. But anyway, that's the end of that. Party Girl. I mean, that's another character study. T.R. Baskin. Now, this is a 70s New Hollywood character study from Fun City Editions, and you can still get this Schmackatrotsky. That's for you, pal. This is a really good one. Candice Bergen, girl who moves to the big city of Chicago, trying to figure out who she is. Is she a whore? You know, like she's kind of trying to figure that out. It's like, is she just a fucking whore? And it's really delicate and touching, and it's great. And James Caan's in it too. I'm a big James Caan fan. Yeah. And then it's also got Peter Boyle in it in a really, really nice role. So I also recommend that. Okay. Speaking of character studies, here's another one. The Apprenticeship of Duty Kravitz with, what's his name? I'm blanking. I'm having a brain fart. Oh no. He was in Jaws. I'll just say that. I'm having a brain fart. And I was supposed to know my shit. But this is a Canadian film, Ted Kotcheff. Randy Quaid is in it. I'm remembering his name. I remember he's in this. And this is based on a Mordecai Richler novel. See, I'm remembering all that. But yeah, this is a great character study. Another New Hollywood, but it's a Canadian movie. And takes place, again, as I said, in Montreal. And it's great. This actor thought this was going to ruin his career. This movie was going to ruin his career, and then he did Jaws, and he was okay. He's the guy who slipped out of his chair on Bill Maher's Club Random. So anyway, I'm just posting another video, some recommendations, mainly labels though. These two labels in particular, they're like micro labels, and they're totally, wholly independent. Cauldron Films and Fun City Editions. Definitely recommend both of them. Check them out. I think Boards of Canada fans would like them. And all the best. Have a good one. Take care.